This segment of the Alice Stewart Show is brought to you by Aero Plumbing. For all your household or business plumbing needs, call Aero Plumbing at 1-866-PLUMBER or schedule an appointment online at aeroplumbing.net.
Welcome back to the Alice Stewart Show. This is Laurie Lee sitting in for my good friend Alice Stewart, who is out solving the world's problems. And thank you, Alice, for trusting me behind the microphone. I will be here again tomorrow, so you might want to, not listen tomorrow and come back on Monday when Alice is back. So just want to clear up a couple of things that I got a text from when we were talking about the Common Core standards. My friend Mark in Conway texted and said, well, if the curriculum's mandated by the state, then you owe me $1,000. And here's where a lot of the confusion lies, is there is a difference between curriculum and standards. Standards are like a measuring tape. It's like saying 12 inches is a foot, 12 inches is a foot in Arkansas, and 12 inches is a foot in Oklahoma. And that's a standard. Curriculum is a textbook, a worksheet, what you teach to the children. And let me again say this, that every school district in the state of Arkansas is completely and totally autonomous in its decision-making process with regard to curriculum, with regard to textbooks, worksheets, and just to make clear, those worksheets that are floating around, the crazy math problems, those worksheets have been around for a decade or more. That came along with the new math and with those kind of things. So again, when you're making decisions on policy, where to stand, what to do, there's some things, Jessica, that I am. There's no waiver, okay? Life, the issue of life, I am pro-life, regardless of, there's no leeway. For me, from an evangelical Christian standpoint, life starts at conception, and that's not refutable. It's just in my head. Now, it can be refutable for anybody else. This is America, and that's why I love America, is because I can have friends that I agree with or disagree with about this issue, and we can still go on. But they know where I stand, and they're not going to move me. For traditional marriage, that's not a move for me. I think traditional marriage, the word marriage is between one man and one woman. If you have a different opinion of that, then that's okay. That's fine. But with regard to things of policy, I think it's incumbent on people who engage to ensure that they engage based on facts. And so, we had talked to the speaker about, making sure that when you contact your local officials, and please, I beg you to get in touch with your local officials. Know your school board members. Friends, 85% of Arkansas's budget is spent in the education realm. Okay, 85%, if not more than that. And so, that's a big chunk of our budget. Those were a lot of decisions. So I welcome your involvement in school boards and in your kids' education on that level. Get to know your mayor. Get to know your city council. Then get to know, there's probably not 20% of the people, Jessica, that know who their state representative is. And so you need to know that. You need to know who your state rep is. You need to know who your state senator is. And then you need to start building what I call relational equity with those people. You need to call them, sit down, have a cup of coffee. Right now they're all busy because we just got out of the election cycle, but I will guarantee you this. If you call your state legislator and say, hey, look, I would just love to, and you can't buy them a cup of coffee now because of the new law, so be careful there. But if you just say, look, I'd love to have a 5-minute conversation with you, meet you at the Capitol, sit down, have a cup of coffee, let you get to know me. I can't think, and I know all of the legislators up there. Some of the new ones I'm not as familiar with that just got elected, but I can't think of one of those guys and gals that would not be amenable to that. Even on the national level, when you talk about your congressmen and your senators, the great thing about the state of Arkansas is everybody that's elected is so approachable. So if you really want to be that person that is engaged, and wants to be a change agent, wants to be a marker on what's happening in Arkansas and America, please get it in a row.
I think one thing people don't realize about our Arkansas legislators is that we have a great resource in a website that has all the bio information, the areas that these representatives represent, their constituents, and it also has their email address on it. Some of them provide their phone number, but all of them provide an email address, and you can shoot them a quick email. It's a great resource because it is important that you get to know these representatives at the state level. It's important you get to know these representatives at the local level. Who's your mayor? Who's your council representative?
Who represents your school board?
Yeah.
Friends, if you're really that, and it cracks me up that some people have just risen to this new, stardom with this Common Core stuff, because this was the genesis in one of the worst school districts in the state of Arkansas. And so, they've had really problems in that school district for decades. And so where were these people when we were fighting the battle for school choice? Where were these people when we were fighting a battle for making sure teachers are protected and that parents can make choice? So I encourage you to get engaged. That website that Jessica's talking about is arcleg.state.ar.us, and you can just Google it and put in Arkansas General Assembly and go there and get a ton of information. We're going to have to go to a break, and then we're going to come back and wrap it up and talk about this issue a little more, because this is my passion. And so I appreciate you listening this morning, and appreciate Alice giving me the opportunity to sit in for her. You're listening to the Alice Stewart Show. We're sponsored by Aero Plumbing. You can reach them at 501-588-3200 or on their website at aeroplumbing.net. And again, this is Laurie Lee sitting in for Alice Stewart on the Alice Stewart Show. We'll be right back.